really greet people. We just hug them, we give a handshake, or maybe some. I still remember many of my friends, like the elders, when we meet them, they nicely give a pat on the back. I would like feel like giving them nicely back, like just like how are you, all of that. And in German, like in Germany or of in Deutschland, the greeting always happens very formally initially. Is of course, if they are very good buddies as well, touching, hugging, all of that is like very normal there, as might know about it. So today, what we are going to see is like, for instance, people are asking you, "How are you?" Then you should be able to say, "I'm good," "I'm not good." But Indians always are usually like in a space where we say, "Yeah, yeah, we are good." Like, even though we are not feeling good as well, we will say, "Yeah, yeah, we are good." Yeah. But there it is not. When you ask a person, you can just like, there will be a slap on the face, like, "I'm not good." So immediately you should know how to react when they say it's not. Why? What happened? Like, that sympathy definitely comes, but you shouldn't be surprised when they say, "I'm not good." So then you can proceed on to your conversation, asking them, "Okay, what is it? Do you want to share with me?" It's a question that we need to ask them before taking a lot of advantage of, "Hey, tell me what it is." Like, that is only with the very close buddies. For instance, if you're going to Germany and doing one course, yeah, you'll be meeting a lot of people. And if you ask them, they would say, "No, I'm not good. I'm okay. Okay. I'm fine." With that, the mood of these people, how they really feel or how they really are inside. Yeah. So, the first thing what we are going to do today is like, I'm going to share a screen, it's a presentation. I'm just going to share with you. Just hold on. Yeah. It's called "We Get as Ihnen." That is how we ask a person when you when you want to ask, "How are you?" We get as Ihnen. It comes from the word gehen, to go. But as I told you already, right, there are no literal translation at times. It is only the close meaning we get into. We get as Ihnen means, how is it going for you? And that "you" could be sometimes, as we say, it could be formal way or an informal way. The one that you see on the screen right now, "We get S Ihnen." S is it. How is it going for you? Yeah. That "for you," Ihnen, is a very, very formal way of asking people. And you clearly have this, you have the, I would say, the understanding that there is like you have people who are older than you, or maybe in a professional degree, or the person you respect a lot, your parents, your teachers, your doctors, anyone. They come under the bubble of "you" with respect in the formal way. Formal way is like with respect. Then there is another bubble, that there are two bubbles, and the other bubble is like "you" with, like, in an informal way, very casual way, like you, maybe your your peers, or it could be your friends, or it could be your classmates, your brother, little brothers, little sisters who are younger than you by age. Then it goes as like the other one. We will come back to that. But this is one thing. Like how we ask, "Wie heißen Sie?" is like, "How are you called?" Right? The same "we" comes here as well. How is it going for you? Wie geht es Ihnen? Wiederholen Sie bitte das Satz, that sentence. Please, can you just repeat it again? Wie geht
We get
es
as
Ihnen?
In.
And
In.
Ihnen. And that
in
Ihnen. Yeah. We get a Ihnen, and that Ihnen, en shouldn't come. Instead, it's like n apostrophe n, in, and that n
in
has to be inside your mouth and not to be spoken outside. Yeah, we get a Ihnen, and that means, "How are you?" in the formal way. So you have here the two categories. We get is dear. We get as dear is a very informal way. It comes from the do, right? Du lernst. Du, ish lerne. Du lernst means like I learn, you learn. We will come back to that conjugation on Friday when we have already looked at many verbs and these verbs in the I form. Now you know when you just chop off the tail of the verb en and then replace that with the e, that is the conjugation for I ish. Now you will get to see a lot of verbs words that you might not know exactly, but you will get to know whenever we come to that stage. I will always quote back to say, do you remember that we really have learned this way? Yeah. So sometimes you can ask me as dear. For now, you can just remember dear. D-I-R means you in the informal way. Yeah, that is all. Do is also a you in the informal way. Yeah. But dear is like yourself. How are you keeping yourself? Which is not very much in English, but in German we have something very close to that is the meaning. Wie geht es dir? Can you repeat it again and see how it sounds?
We get
We
as
get
dear.
SDA.
We gate is dear. Yeah. And try to say that um a little faster. Like you can mute
We
yourself
get as dear.
and read it once. We gate as dear. And then the second speed. We gate as dear. The third speed. We gate as dear. Fourth speed. We gate as dear. This is how you converse and you have to practice the language. Mute yourselves and read it in all the four speeds. Yeah. We get SDR. It's exactly if somebody has learned vocal music, then you know there are like speeds, sari, that it goes on, then sarigama, then go sari. Like we have the ekatalam, and like one has like one syllable, one has two syllables, one has four syllables, one has eight syllables. So like that you need to really practice speaking. Yeah. So we get SDR. We get SDR. We get SDR. We get SDR. So quickly do that round of practice. And the other way around, it's formal. We get as ihnen. 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 So just try that twice, thrice, four times. So you have this understanding of how people converse. And the fastness, when you listen to a German speaker, it is the fourth speed, is the speed that they talk. We are learning the first speed. But the statements that you know or you are learning now, you should be thorough with the fourth speed. Yeah. And in the informal way, sometimes people also ask, we kids, like how I have written, S dear is not there. That is like, how are you? How are you doing? How are you? Yeah. And how about you? There are so many ways to ask a person exactly that way. Yeah. So when somebody asks you, okay, how are you? There are so many answers that you can give, and each answer is very different. And you can see what your mood is at that time and answer accordingly. So when we say we get as dear, then or we get as ihnen, the answers are similar to each other because we are talking about ourselves. I'm fine. So I am fine is going to be the same. The questions may be different according to the formal or the informal way. We get is dear or we get is ihnen. But the answer is going to be the same. Mir geht es gut. And that gut is not good. G-U-T. It's gut. One second. So, mir geht es gut. Good is good of Deutsch. And then you have mir geht es sehr gut. Sehr. It's pronounced as sehr, sehr. Yeah, that sound of the zebra, sehr. Sehr means very or really, very good. That's what is sehr gut. And then you have the next word, which is very, very similar to English, but we don't say super. Instead, we say super with a sound. Yeah, super. And some people say, yeah, I'm feeling wonderful. I'm wonderfully well. So, wunderbar. Anything with full, like, heartful, helpful, all this comes as bar in German, which is ful in English. Anything you say with heartfully, then herzbar means like heartfully. So, wunderbar. Wundern is to wonder. It comes from the 1 second. Yeah. It comes from the verb wunder. Wundern means wonder. So wonderful is wunderbar. And how the Germans say that wunderbar is always like they really exaggerate and say wunderbar, like it's not wunderbar. Because it has like amazing, like when you say this word, wow, you actually have this feeling inside you when the word is spoken out. Exactly when you say it's so beautiful, like there is a stress on the word because it says something which is like your feelings are portrayed outside, right? So the wunderbar is like somebody you ask you, they won't say wunderbar with a very strong face. Of course, with a lot of excitement, with a smile, with a lot of peppiness, they say wunderbar. Yeah. And when they say ausgezeichnet, it's actually one word, but I have really like parted it a little bit so that it is easy for you to like read it. Ausgezeichnet. 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 And then read it again in the all the four speeds. Ausgezeichnet is the last speed. Ausgezeichnet. 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 Read it twice or thrice for you to understand, to really get that flow. Sorry. And then you have tall. Tall is a word that you all mostly you hear it out. Tall is like awesome. It's tall. Then you have another word called prima. Prima, it means great. It's going great. Prima. Then you have fantastisch. Fantastisch is fantastic. Yeah. So these are all the different ways of saying I'm fine. So from the beginning, I'm going to read out each one, give you some time to repeat it so that we can read one after the other. So the first, when somebody can ask you how you are doing, he wants or she wants to ask you, then they ask you, wie geht es dir? You can repeat it, please repeat it for yourself. Wie geht es dir? Wie geht es Ihnen? Then the answers come like this. Mir geht es gut. That gut is like not good, it's gut. Mir geht es sehr gut. Mir geht es sehr gut. Super. Wunderbar. Ausgezeichnet. This is a little tricky, but you will get it when you practice it. Ausgezeichnet. Ausgezeichnet. Then you have tall. It's like tall is Tall in English. It's like tall, tall. Yeah, same spelling. It's tall. Or some people say toll, toll also. It's both us okay to use. Then you have prima, and the last is fantastisch. Fantastisch. Read it all by yourself once and then we will go to the next slide. If somebody wants to read it for me as well, I'll be very happy. Yes, Ajil.
Yeah, ma'am. First one. Only the answer. So we get a scene.
Yeah, from there. That would be wonderful.
Okay. We get a scene.
We get as an Enan.
We get a scene.
Mhm.
We get a deer.
Yeah, sehr good.
Uh, Answer should be um, may I get us good? May I get us say a good? Uh, Super, wunderbar, ausgezeichnet,
Mhm,
ausgezeichnet,
mhm.
toll,
Tall, yeah, tall.
wo-
Yeah.
toll,
Mhm,
toll, uh, prima,
mhm.
and fantastic.
Sehr gut, sehr gut. Ich freue mich darauf. I am pleased is what it means in German. Ich freue mich darauf. Sehr gut. Dann gehen wir zum die next style, the next part, where you said you are fine, you are wonderful, you are fantastic. Not every time you are like that. Sometimes we are very sad, right? So then
Yes,
you go to the next part where we say, yeah, escate. This feeling itself is like, like okay, okay, escate 50-50. Yeah, not too bad, not too good. I'm okay, 50-50. Escate.
it's good.
Mhm. Then you have the opposite of good. Good is bad. That's what it is. And mir geht es schlecht. Mir geht es schlecht. This schlecht is like sh, l, st, schlecht. Yeah. Mir geht es schlecht. You have to really train, like when you want to learn the language, you really have to train with some sounds which are very, very staple sounds, like how we say rice is a staple food for the South Indians, common. So here you have staple sounds like sch, one, S and T, S and P, because it's like S say ha is like sh, yeah. S and T is like st, Straße, yeah. So like that, and stud, Straße, that sound comes. S and P is sport. It's not sport with an S and P in English. It's sport. So SCH, ST, SP are all staple sounds for the Germans. Yeah. Mir geht es nicht gut. So you have in English, have the same thing. I'm good. The opposite of good is bad. Or you can negate. Negation is something that you are saying the opposite of your feeling. I'm not good. Then you have mir geht es nicht gut. Yeah. Mir geht es nicht gut. And then you have the same, like how you had mir geht es sehr gut. Here you have mir geht es sehr schlecht. And then you have miserable. Miserable. That's the same spelling, but then with an L and E difference at the end of the word, which how we pronounce it as miserable. Miserable means miserable. I'm feeling very miserable. Then you have awful, like how I told you, right? Wunderbar is like wonderful. Ful always comes as bar of Deutsch. Furchtbar. This is a little like your tongue twister. It's like Furchtbar. 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 And then say that in like two, three speeds. Furchtbar. Furchtbar. Then you have the most ones that you often hearing phrases that you can see right in front of you is ich bin müde. This is like from children to the elders to the middle aged people, all of them use it. Ich bin müde means I'm tired, I'm not in a mood, I'm moody. Yeah, MOOODY. I'm very feeling very moody today. It's Ich bin müde. Müde is a very, very often used one of the top 10 words that Germans use. Müde is one of the words. Yeah. And gut is also one of the word. Ich bin krank. It's really like when somebody is not well, either they are not feeling well or they are really not well physically, that they are not well. So when you are sick, then we say ich bin krank. Krank means sick. Yeah, so escate. So I would like to like just give you a few minutes so that you can finish writing and then we can escate. Mir geht es schlecht. Just repeat it for yourself. Mir geht es nicht gut. Mir geht es sehr schlecht. Miserable. And in this word, you can see that all the LE words in English will be replaced with an EL words in German. Yeah, like how we say C mostly in English will be replaced with a K. Here all the LE ending words will be replaced as EL. Article, for instance, articles, a, an and the are the articles in English. Der, die, das is the article of Deutsch. Yeah, sind the article of Deutsch. That article also changes. When it has an LE, you have an EL of Deutsch. Awful is like furchtbar. Furchtbar. Then you have ich bin müde. Ich bin müde. And the last one is ich bin krank. I am sick. Ich bin krank. Okay, so that is one thing. And it is always very I would say some things that is usually when somebody asks you how are you, yeah, we say yes, I'm good. And you, how are you? Yeah, we ask them in reciprocation, right? And that reciprocation is what it is in the formal way and in the informal way, and it could differ as well. For instance, if I am going to ask my teacher who is 75 years old, I will ask him, wie geht es Ihnen? Yeah. And then he says, mir geht es gut. And immediately when he reciprocates, he will not ask und Ihnen. I'm his student, right? So he will ask me, und dir, wie geht es dir? Yeah. Und dir is like and you. So it can change a formal to formal conversation, formal to informal, informal to formal, and informal to informal. There are four ways. A formal, a older person to a younger person, older person to an older person, younger person to a younger person to an older person. So it can change. The whole thing can change. And this is a very, very useful word that we also use in English. We say, same here, same here. I'm good too. T-double-O. That is auch. That auch has to come with the sound and not ouch. It's not ouch. That's ouch in English, right? The ouch. Not that. This is k- chaos in English. That's the sound that has to come, which is auch gut. Danke. Danke is thank you, that you know. I'm good too, thanks. That's what you want to say. Then you say auch gut, danke. Or you can pick out from the two tables that you have already written. Mir geht es gut auch. Mir geht es schlecht. Ich bin krank. Ich bin müde. Or wunderbar, fantastisch, furchtbar, miserable. Anything you want, you can use it. Yeah. And but you have to ask the person. Yeah, I have put a small conversation how it goes from one to the other. We get S, or we get steer, or we get a steer. Can you see that gate S is nothing but GEHT apostrophe S, just like don't and do not. Do not do that now, or don't do that now. Exactly the same way. You can say it as we get a steer or we get steer. Yeah, we get steer. We get. When I ask a lot of people in front of me, I don't ask we get steer. Individually, I will ask Ajil we get steer, Satish we get steer, Shrijesh we get steer, like that. But when I attend, like, ask a group of people, then I ask we gets euch. EUCH. EUCH means you all in German. Okay. So there are three ways. Like already you have seen the formal way, informal way. But when you address a group, I'm a teacher, I'm addressing my students, then I cannot ask each one, go and ask each one, we get there, we get there. So you can say, we get as euch. Yeah. And the second person says the numbers are given. Mir geht es sehr gut, danke, und dir? Good, danke. Like danke, thank you. You have to thank a person who is asking you how you are doing, isn't it? So this is an informal way. And you come to the formal way. Wie geht's Ihnen, or wie geht es Ihnen? Mir geht es sehr gut, danke. Und Ihnen? Gut, danke. This is how the the conversation takes place from one person to the other person. And this is very, very important because it is your first lesson of conversing, like trying to converse with the person, right? So that is then all your sich vorstellen comes. Wie heißen Sie? Then the other person says, ich heiße Karpagam, and wie heißen Sie? Und du, or und dir, and you. Ich heiße vielleicht, Mala. And then she asked, wie alt bist du? Then I say, ich bin 36 Jahre alt. Und dir? And she says, ich bin 33 Jahre alt. And then, was sind Sie von Beruf? Or, no, was magst du beruflich? Then I say, ich bin Lehrerin von Beruf. Und dir? It goes on, like, the conversation goes on. A lot of questions already, like what is your name, what's your hobbies, what is your what is your age, what is your interest, what is your I'm student, all of that. So, or address, email address, handy number, There are so many things that you know. So this is how a conversation happens. Yeah. So I'm going to send, I'm going to just have a small breakout room for 10 minutes. You have to come out with a small conversation, like how it is very easy. Two people will meet each other, for instance, Ajmal and Shrejesh. They're asking each other. Ajmal starts the conversation asking, "Wie geht es dir?" And then Shrijesh says, "Mir geht es gut. Und dir?" And then you say, "Nein, ich bin nicht sehr gut." Or "Mir geht es nicht sehr gut." You can say, or nicht. Mir geht es schlecht. Ich bin krank. You can say that. Then you can either say that, then you can have like at least three or four questions from the previous question, like wie heißen Sie, wie alt bist du, was sind Sie von Beruf, and welche Hobbys, uh, was ist dein Hobbys, was ist Ihre Hobbys. You can bring out a conversation and you have exactly 10 minutes to present. Is the task clear to all the four of you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Hi.